Mozzie, are we going camping? You ready to go camping, honey? Okay, good girl. Hi folks, we're out finally for hot tent camping. We're on Benchu Lake. This is Haliburton Highlands water trails, only it's rather frozen right now. But they do allow winter camping, and so we thought we'd give it a try. This is our first time up here, and so we're at the Big East Lake parking lot, and then across the road to Bentshoe Lake. So come along and enjoy the adventure. Mozzie, we camping? Good girl. Yeah. Where's your phone? Excuse me. Caught with 15 million legs. There we go. Oh, nice. You lay down? You lay down. That's a good girl. You play with your bone? Lay down, honey. Lay down. I'm just gonna put one more cot together. Yeah. Okay. These cots are a little bit harder to get together than the Teton ones, that's for sure, but they're an awful lot lighter. Definitely recommend gloves so you don't pinch your fingers. There we go. One more. Put on her bed. Just inflating your sleeping bag. Hi guys, we've got camp all set up and a lot of firewood cut for the night. We do actually have a weather advisory, which should be interesting. It was about -16 when we came out. Temperature is supposed to get up to -8, this is Celsius, but we're going to have wind chills tonight and about 35-kilometer-an-hour winds, which isn't a lot, but in the winter it can make things a little bit chilly. We have had some wind gusts today while we were setting up, and they are forecasting for 10 centimeters of snow overnight. So we've got everything hunkered down, and I'll give you a little tour around. Okay, so this is beautiful Benchu Lake. Quite frozen right now. And we've got a site here just across from where you come onto the lake, basically. We've got the tent all set up, and we've got the two sleds kind of clamshell together for the night. And kind of set up behind a rock here, so we've got the snowshoes and the shovel stored there. So I've tied down some of the tie-off points just to make sure everything's secure for the night. And we've got the outdoor thermometer hanging there. And I picked up these from Night Eyes. You know, you could tie a good knot to keep it tight, but when it's cold like this, something like this is really handy and easy to use. So I've used those on most of the tie-off points. Yeah, we've got the fire going and the temperature's starting to climb up in the tent, and so hopefully we'll be all cozy overnight. Okay, well, we got camp all set up. It's only about maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we've got Mozzie warmed up. She was starting to get a little bit cold, so we got out her bed and we've got her warmed up now by the fire. And we've got quite a stockpile of wood for the night. My husband really found a whole pile of wood for us and got it all cut and chopped, so that is wonderful. And so just to give you a quick little tour of the tent, my husband's cot is over on this side here. He's a little camera shy, so we'll just leave him off the screen. We've got some organizer pouches that you can hang from Velcro on the walls. We've got some zippered windows. And there's the GStove that we've got out. And instead of the extra cooking space, we brought the oven this time so that we could bake some things in the oven. So we've got it attached with the damper down below it, and we've got the fire retardant wall on behind there, and that comes with the tent. Velcro's on. It's got a little air space, or a little air hatch there below the where the chimney comes out, so that's great. Zippered door, as well as a spring-loaded door, which I'll show you later, which is kind of neat. It opens like a regular, like a house door on hinges. So, and some more Velcro pouches to hang on the wall, and then my cot, and I got my stadium chair out there, and my sleeping bag already puffed up, and my sleeping pad. So we should be all set for the night. We got our boots off at the door, so that we've got our booties on here on the floor. So it's quite nice to have the booties on inside. Looks like the snow has arrived. It's starting to come down pretty good. Whew. Okay, I'm going to start getting supper ready. Tonight we're having something that I call messy lasagna. So it's a way to make lasagna in the backcountry while you're camping. without really having to have an oven. Our oven isn't exactly big enough to be able to cook like a tray of lasagna in, so this is just a one-pot meal, lasagna, and then for an appetizer I'm going to make up some little mini pizzas using some English muffins just as the base, and we're just going to use some of the pasta sauce that I've got for the lasagna. And we just have a pepperoni stick here, so it's just going to be cheese and pepperoni pizza, some mozzarella cheese, and yeah, so I'm going to start putting together the lasagna and then get the pizzas ready, and they're going to, of course, go in the oven. So I already cooked the ground beef at home just to make things a little bit easier, so I cooked that and then froze it to bring. So easy peasy there. And then pasta sauce. And so this is just some jarred pasta sauce and some diced tomatoes. So again, it's not exactly pizza sauce, but we're going to use that for our pizza as well. So, and then the lasagna noodles, you just break up the lasagna noodles so they cook a little easier. I use the oven-ready lasagna noodles, and I think they just cook a little faster when you're using, or when you're making the lasagna this way, just boil in a pot way. So we're just going to set that aside for now, and then I'm going to get the pizzas ready. So to make the lasagna, I'm going to add a little bit of water when I put it on the stove. And then when it's pretty much done, when the noodles are all softened, I'm going to add a little bit of cream cheese, and then that makes it really nice and creamy. And then top it off with some grated mozzarella, and just till it melts. But we will show all that when it's done. Pizza's ready to go in the oven. I think the pizzas are done, so let's get those out. Really all we needed to do was melt the cheese. Let's have a look. Yeah, they look pretty good. Good enough. Okay, our little pizza appetizer. Mini pizza appetizer. Bon appetit! Ever since I was a kid, we'd always make mini pizzas out of English muffins. And it was a perfect base for a quick little appetizer, mini pizza. And the oven worked pretty well. Yummy, yummy. It never looks the same way on video, but the snow is really coming down out there. And we're nice and warm in here. And the lasagna is just starting to cook. So that takes a little while, especially to cook the lasagna noodles. And let's have a look at that thermometer. -8 outside, 31 degrees in here at about waist height. So yeah, it's nice and toasty in here. Mozzie, what do you think? You like winter camping? She's been fed and she's laying in front of the fire, all nice and cozy. And she's got her steak bone there to play with, and her jacket on, and her bed. Hey, Mozzie's all happy. She's a good girl. Ooh, lasagna. That's looking pretty good. And to go with supper, I've got some brioche buns. I'm just going to put these in the oven to warm up and toast a bit. These smell amazing when you warm them up, just like fresh baked bread. Lasagna is almost ready, so the noodles are cooked. I'm just going to incorporate the cream cheese now, get that all blended in, and then mozzarella cheese goes on top, and just till it's melted, and then it's ready to eat. the mozzarella. Just want to let this melt on top. And then it's good to go. Messy lasagna, 1 pot meal. Okay, I think our lasagna is done. The cheese is all nice and melty. Just put the lid aside here. And we're gonna pull that off. That looks pretty good. 1 pot lasagna. I think it's time to eat. Let's get the buns out of the oven. And buns are all toasted in the oven and smell fantastic. It is time to eat. So our lasagna is ready to eat. It looks fantastic. Nice thing to keep you warm when it's cold outside. Bon appetit! Now for dessert tonight, I'm going to try something a little bit different. This is something that they call a mug cake that you can buy, and supposedly, I've never tried them before, but mix them up and cook them in the microwave in like a coffee mug. So I thought it would be a simple and easy dessert. I just got a couple little silicone loaf pans here, and this one's called, I think, confetti birthday cake. So we're gonna give this a try in the oven and see what happens. It's a little snack for my husband and I. It even comes with a packet of icing to put on top. So we're gonna have some cake for dessert. That ought to be good. Well, the mug cake actually turned out pretty good. Got some icing on there now. Let's dig into this and see. Oh, look at that. That's cooked rather nicely. Oh yeah. Nothing like sitting in the middle of the bush in a snowstorm and the wind and eating fresh baked cake. Now that's living. Now for breakfast tomorrow morning, we want something just quick and easy, and so I thought it might be nice, since we've got the oven out here with us, I'm going to try a recipe that my mom gave me. She calls these Newfoundland raisin buns. She got a recipe out of a cookbook that I got her while we were visiting Newfoundland, so we're going to give this a try. So I mixed up the flour mixture at home, and I've got some margarine that I have to incorporate into it here. And we have a bit of milk to add, and some lemon juice and vanilla extract, and then some raisins, of course, to add to it. So we're going to give this a try and see how it goes. I've got the bun mixture all mixed up here. I've got the raisins in there. And I think what I'm going to do is just spoon it into my pan here. I've taken my foil pan and I've lined it with parchment paper. So hopefully that makes it cook a little better and a little easier to get out as well. So we'll get it in the pan and get it in the oven. In the pan, time to go in the oven. Had the buns in, and hard to regulate temperature with this little oven. I had to pull them out and turn them around and put them in backwards. It seems to be hotter at the back and the sides, so hopefully they'll be good for breakfast. They don't look too bad. But my mom's Newfoundland raisin buns. So that'll be a nice easy breakfast for us. We can just, I'll put them in the top of the food barrel for the night, and then we can just throw them in the oven in the morning, just kind of warm them up a bit with the residual heat, and then I've got some apricot jam that we can put on them. So hopefully that will be a nice yummy breakfast and quick and easy for us before we tear down everything and get going. Mozzie, are you all ready for bed? Eh? She's been a tired girl today. She's got her plaid coat on with fuzzy lining, so she's nice and warm at night. And I've got an old sleeping bag that I sewed together widthways, so it accommodates her a little better. And it's got a reflective fleece padding in there, so she will definitely be nice and toasty. And she's got a little bed underneath her there. Lots of insulation for Mozzie. Yeah, she's gonna have good sleepies. Good girl. Uh-oh.
3s, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And leftover jack.
Good job. Okay. Okay. So my husband knocked again, and so these cards are going straight in the fireplace. Another benefit of having the wood stove with you.
Oh no.
Well, we've had a lot of fun today here in the Haliburton Highlands water trails on Benchu Lake. It's a nice little lake, not too far in, and so it's convenient to get into, especially if you just want to try out winter camping. But we didn't have much trouble finding firewood. We were a little bit concerned about that, but it wasn't too hard. So we've had a good day. We had some snow today. In fact, I think it's still snowing out there a bit, so it'll be interesting to see how much snow there is in the morning. Not too cold tonight. Looks like it's -7 outside right now and 27 degrees inside the tent. We've got lots of firewood for the night, and we're all fed and warm and happy, including Mozzie, our dog. So she is flaked out on the floor here in her sleeping bag, so I think she's done for the day. So I think we're going to play some more gin rummy here, and then maybe call it a night. Well, good morning from Bentshoe Lake. It's a chilly -15, -16 or so, according to the outdoor thermometer. But we've been able to maintain a fairly nice temperature in the tent. At times almost too hot. High 20s, 30 degrees Celsius inside the tent. We have been stoking it all night, which is a bit of a job. But with two people, it's not too bad if you take turns getting up to put wood in the fire. But it is nice to have a nice toasty, warm place to sleep. Anyway, the sun's just rising. It's supposed to be a nice clear day. No snow in the forecast. We are going to be packing up and heading out today. It's just in for one night. But even one night makes you feel like you've got away somewhere. So time to get breakfast going and get Mozzie fed and start packing up. Mozzie. Hello. Good morning. And how did you sleep? She says, I was nice and warm in my sleeping bag in my coat. And you are a spoiled, rotten dog, aren't you? She says, yes, I am. Good girl. Time for breakfast. I've put the raisin buns back in the oven already, and just to warm a bit. They've just been sitting in the barrel overnight, so they got a bit cool. Time to see how this turned out. And they don't look too bad. The oven's a little bit hard to regulate temperature. Not bad. Not bad for the conditions. Oh, that looks pretty good, actually. Yep, that looks pretty nice. I'll give it a taste. My husband's anxiously waiting for some breakfast here. Nice warm buns. Man, time to eat. Well, another overnight winter hot tent camping adventure has come to an end. It's a nice sunny day to head out on. A little cold at minus 16 Celsius. But we've got the tent all taken down. Nothing but a smooth, icy area left where it was sitting. So, time to head out to the car, get the sleds packed up, and get Mozzie warmed up. You ready to head out, Mozzie? Yeah, good girl. So thanks again for joining me on another adventure. First hot tent winter camping trip for 2022. And we've had a lot of fun. It was nice to get away, even if it was just for one night. So until next time, keep exploring.